Araham Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantam Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhamman Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namami. Now Vandana, opening salutation. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Isarana, 3 refuges. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhamman saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhamman saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panchasila, the 5 precepts. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Adinnadana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Ama aye. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Aya. May we now invite Aya to kindly lead us in a quick 5-minute meditation for us to compose our minds.
So brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, you now sit comfortably and adjust your body to an upright and relaxed position. Forget the whole world around you and just bring your attention within. Bring your attention to your whole body. Take 3 times of deep breath. As you breathe in, you may well wish yourself to be well. As you breathe out, to be happy. If you find any tightness or any hardness in the body, just breathe in deeply to the part and then relax. Breathe in and smile, and bring that smile to your heart. As you breathe out, relax. So when you're able to feel the calmness in your heart, you also well wish to all the members who are joining in this assembly. May they all too be well and happy. And to all our family members, relatives and friends, wherever they are, we also well wish them to be well and happy. And continue to extend your loving kindness to all beings. May all beings be well and happy. So maintain the calmness in your mind, maintain the smile on your lips, and bring your attention back to your eyes. And when you're ready, you may open up your eyes wide awake for this Ariya D I G session, so that we'll be able to be attentive and be happy to listen to the Dhamma and to participate in the discussion of Dhamma, and also for the realization of the Dhamma. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sukhi hotu.
Okay, so now, dear brothers and sisters, okay, it is now time for you to be assigned into your respective breakout rooms. You discuss with your group members for 30 minutes, and when time is up, you return to the main Zoom room. Okay, so here's a quick reminder on our questions for today. Number one, reflect on your own understanding of right effort. Okay, we have changed this question. Okay, number one. Number two, how do you accumulate merits in the past? Number three, I am poor in this life. How should I accumulate merits to help myself and my family in this life? Provide a response to this. Okay, before we break out into our rooms, can I just check with Brother Brutus? Brother Brutus, may I know which group you are assigned to? Brother Brutus?
I don't know lah.
Okay, never mind.
Who will inform me?
Okay, never mind. It's okay. I'll put you in my group then. I'll put you in my group.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Wait, give me a moment.
Are you Sister Andrea?
No, I'm Sister Lian Yong. Sister Andrea is not with us today. She has something to attend to.
Oh.
Okay.
Actually, I registered this group not under this name.
What is your name, Brother Brutus?
My name is Brother Wu.
Oh, no wonder I couldn't find your name. Okay, wait.
Wu Chi-Ming. My name is Brother Wu. Yeah, Wu Chi-Ming.
Okay, all right. Okay, got it. Okay. All right, so I'll open our room. So in the meantime, Ayah and Uncle Vijaya, feel free to enter whichever room that you're comfortable, that you like to sleep in. Okay, so let's open our rooms now, 30 minutes from now. Okay.
Uncle Vijaya, the class leader, so I want to join.
Okay, please click join. Okay, please click join, everybody. Okay, join the rooms. Okay, brothers and sisters, please join the rooms. Click join. Okay. Okay, see you guys back in 30 minutes. Hello. Hi, everybody. So nice to meet you. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Sister Lian Yong. Okay. Today we have to answer 3 questions. But first of all, let me just welcome everybody. Okay. So now we are. Have you guys read the suttas that Sister Andrea has given? Has everybody read the suttas that Sister Andrea posted? Oh yes, very good, Sister Angeline. Okay, so we can carry out a fruitful discussion. Okay, so I'll just briefly introduce. Okay, this is a flipped classroom mode where we have to do our homework. We are going to read first. We have to answer the questions first. And then during this 30-minute discussion, we are going to share with our group members the answers. Okay, and then we are going to type our answers, maybe in PowerPoint or in Google Slides. And then once the 30-minute is up, okay, we will all return to the main Zoom room and we will share our answers, okay, with the other participants. All right, so let's get the ball rolling. Okay, let's not waste any time. Okay, let's take a look at the question number 1. Okay, question number 1 is, I am poor. Question number 1 is, reflect on your own understanding of right effort. Okay, wait, let me share screen so that we can type here. Okay, so number 1, brothers and sisters. Okay, after we have already read the 4 suttas that Sister Andrea has given, okay, does anybody want to share what you understand with right effort? What's the meaning?
Can I say something?
Yes, wait, Sister I try to pin you. Okay, yes, sister.
It says here in Samyutta Nikaya 45.8, right effort is putting in, having the desire, the desire to not allow unwholesome states to arise.
Okay, having the desire. To what? Can you please repeat that? Having the desire?
Desire to suppress the rising of unwholesome states.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Sister Sunni. Okay, how about other brothers and sisters?
Okay, Sister Lenyong.
Hi, Sister Puisi. Okay, for everybody's information, Sister Puisi was with us last semester as well. Okay, so happy to have Sister Puisi here. Okay, Sister Puisi, come on, share with us, what do you understand?
It's also beside suppressing the unwholesome state, we also have to abandon the unwholesome state that have already arisen.
Okay, abandon the unwholesome states. Okay, that have arisen. Okay, thank you, Sister Puisi. Anything else you want to add on?
I'll let others to
answer. Okay. All right. Okay, how about other brothers and sisters?
I think
Where sister brother Brutus, brother Wu, brother Brutus. Can you speak up louder? Cannot really hear.
I think you will have also to arouse the wholesome state that has not arisen.
Arouse the wholesome state that
has not arisen.
Not arisen. Okay. All right. Thank you, brother Brutus Wu. Okay. How about others? Is there anything you would like to add on to this slide? Okay, maybe I can share share what I have gleaned from the sutta. Okay, I think we should also put in simple words. That means you want to practice good habits and you want to create situations that that allow you to practice those good habits. That's why I think lah. Okay. Yes.
I want to add on. Is that can I say that doing the right thing at the right moment that make everybody happy, that is the right effort.
Doing everything, wait, let's just type that first. Doing everything that, sister, can you please repeat? Doing everything that makes others happy, is it?
No, doing the right thing.
Wait, doing the right thing doing the right thing. I think even if no one is watching, being accountable. This is my understanding. Strives to practice good habits. Okay. We have with us in our room Uncle Vijaya. Uncle Vijaya, what do you think? Uncle Vijaya, are we on the right track? Uncle?
Yes, it's a little bit roja. The structures, the scriptures and the sutras that you have studied give you the four. The arising of unwholesome habits, the abandoning the unwholesome habits, the maintaining wholesome. But what we have missed here is the maintaining. The right effort is all the time that you are awake, and even when you are not, be maintaining. So all this is right, but add on to that is maintaining.
Maintaining good habits.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle Vijaya. Okay. All right, let's now move on to the second question. Okay, does anybody want to add on anything else that we want to add? Okay, no.
What about
sorry.
harmonization? Like we do something, but with the right effort, we harmonize.
Can you elaborate more, Sister
That
Angeline?
means harmony lah. That means whatever we do, we maintain the good habits, but cultivate the harmony, like harmony lah, you know, in any situation that we are doing.
Okay,
we practice harmonization lah.
We keep the peace. Okay, we
yeah.
try to maintain harmony and peace in any situation. Okay. Okay, that's a nice one. Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Okay, for question number 2, you can just share your own experience or experiences. How do you accumulate merits in the past? That means before today's lesson. I mean, like in previously, what do you do to accumulate merits?
Dana.
Okay, Dana. Okay.
Practicing the 5 precepts.
Practice the 5 precepts. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else would like to add on to the list?
Sila.
Okay. What else?
Sorry, my one is a bit simple. Just do good and be kind.
Do good and be kind. Okay. Then anybody else would like to add on to the list?
Maintaining mental skillfulness.
Maintaining mental skillfulness. Okay.
Listening to Dhamma.
Okay, listening to Dhamma talks. Okay.
Avoid evil.
Avoid evil. Oh, okay. Avoid evil. Okay, maybe we can also add, okay, donate things. You can also donate blood. Okay, anything else that brothers and sisters you'd like to add on to the list?
Transferring merits.
Okay. Transfer merits. Okay. All right. So if there's nothing else we'd like to add on to this list, let's move on to the third slide. Okay, I am poor in this life, so how should I accumulate merits to help myself and my family in this life? Provide a response to this. Okay, so dear brother. Okay. How would you reply to this?
Advise him. There's one advice I heard. You just work hard and spend little.
Work hard and spend little. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
How about minimizing cravings, minimizing and abandoning cravings?
Minimizing and abandoning cravings. Okay.
Be easily contented and grateful.
Be easily contented and grateful. Okay. All right. How about other brothers and sisters?
Well, following the sutra, is it always diligently doing good merits?
This is in yes, correct. In the sutta, it mentions that we have to be hardworking. Okay, we always diligently do merits, right, Sister Prissy? Okay.
Yes, and because according to the sutra, also is it being diligent is the kind of good that can present in that can show merits within this present life and within the future life.
Okay. All right. Always diligently do merits to accrue a better life in this life and future life. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay.
Constantly be mindful of our actions.
Constantly be mindful of our actions. Okay. All right.
How about how about if we do merit on behalf of our family members?
Okay, do merit on behalf of our family members. Yeah, it's okay. We can just type this. Okay. Okay, I think I think I'll just rephrase this. Okay, if brothers and sisters, you have something to add on, you just say it. Okay, I will just rephrase this a bit. Merit so that you reap the fruits of your labor. This and the next slide. Constantly be mindful of our actions. Yes. This is in AN 3.40. Okay. Okay. I think we can also say live according to the Dhamma. In AN 3.40, the sutta that Sister Andrea distributed to us, okay, it's also mentioned, okay, that you have control, okay, you have control actually, okay. You have to be clear of what you want to achieve, okay, and put your mind into it, okay. You have to be clear of what you want to achieve and put your mind and effort, okay, into it, okay. Be accountable of your actions and live according to the Dhamma. Okay. Anything else you would like to add, brothers and sisters?
About learning the Dhamma with family members.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And the effort there, maybe you link back to the question one, like for example, like giving, meditation.
Okay.
No,
this giving here dana, is it?
No. You see, you have to be clear of what you want to achieve and put your mind and effort. Like for example, effort diligently, like for example, giving, dana.
Dana,
meditation, virtues, all those like link back to question one, no?
Okay, let's see question one again. Question one, they say, okay, abandon unwholesome states, arouse safe not reason, doing the right thing, strive to practice good habits, maintains good habits, maintain harmony in any situation.
One more, you put Noble Eightfold Path. How do you say the right effort? That means we have to cultivate, we have to practice the Noble Eightfold.
Yes. Okay, for example, okay, we put here first. Okay, wait. For example, practicing the Noble Eightfold Path and doing dana, for example. Okay, let's see. Dear brother, work hard and spend little. How about minimizing and abandoning? This one I think we put this one put at the back. Okay, so we begin like this. Dear brother, how about minimizing and abandoning cravings? Be easily contented and grateful. Work hard and spend little. Always diligently do merit so that you reap the fruit of labor in this life and the next life. Constantly be mindful of our actions. Do merit on behalf of family members. Yet we clear.
Okay, sister, can add in the last line, learning and practicing. learning and practicing the Dhamma. Yes.
Okay, learning and practicing the Dhamma.
Or sharing, yeah, learning, practicing, and sharing.
Okay, that's nice. Learning, practicing, and sharing. Okay.
Because normally when we talk about poor, right, I think we only think about dana, and dana, you know. Then I think we forget to think that practicing the Dhamma with the family members, sharing with them, you know, is a kind of merit also. Can we say that? Or
yes, correct. Yeah,
because normally when you said merits, the first thing we thought is like dana, the merit from the dana. So yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So I guess we are done. So can we have somebody volunteer to present later? I will share the slides. So one of you just present. Basically, I will show them the slides, and then Sister Sister Upasana has volunteered. So Sister Upasana, later you will present this. You are going to elaborate on these 3 slides for all of us. Okay. All right. So we are done. Okay, now that everyone is back here in the main Zoom room, okay, it is now time for us to listen to what each group has discussed just now. All right, can we please have group 1 to share? Group 1?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, my name is Sister Gina. Group 1, we have decided to name ourselves Joy. So our group name is Joy.
Okay.
Yes. I'll go through question 1. Our understanding of right effort. Sister Susie said more on diligence in daily practice. However, must have good intention and also discipline in chanting, medi, and performing dana. Sister Siu King stress more on putting effort in practicing the 5 precepts because that's the very basic as a Buddhist practitioner. Sister Michelle said she tried to apply into daily life whatever she learns, you know, some of the Dhamma talks that she attends. She also reflects often. Okay, she's the one I noticed that mentioned meditation quite a lot. So for her, meditation is also very important. She practiced that. Sister Casey is the only one who did research on this topic, and she named four things. Yeah, when it comes to right effort. Number 1 is avoid and prevent unwholesome thoughts, actions, and through your thoughts, action, and speech. Second one is to abandon unwholesome action. Third is to cultivate more wholesome actions such as meditation. And the 4th is to maintain the good ones diligently. And I should think also maintain cutting off the unwholesome ones. For me, right effort for me is picking the ones that I feel I am confident in practicing it diligently. So I have mentioned reading Dhamma books 30 minutes a day, picking up evening chanting, which I have started. So every day I do that. I am also the only one in the group to mention that, you know, instead of doing more, accumulating more, I also said, how about reducing our greed and reducing our anger? For me, that is a very important practice. Brother Junhao, he said diligent and consistent practice with mindfulness. So what he means is to constantly watch the mind and be aware and be mindful of our thoughts. To him, that is more important. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sister. How about question number 2 and 3?
Oh, we are going through now, yeah?
Yes, all 3.
Question 2 is how you accumulate merit and pass. Brother Junhao said do good, help others. However, again, with the right intention and no ulterior motive. Sister Susie said she has been doing good, but not giving much thought to accumulating merit, even without knowing the concept of merit. And I share the same sentiment with her, because I got to study Buddhism not too long, about 3 or 4 years ago. Another sister also shared the same sentiment with me, Sister Casey. Both of us have got exposure to Teach Kui and to this book called the Liao Fan, 4 Lessons of Liao Fan. And from there, that is our very first exposure to merit and how merit can change our life. Sister Michelle said, last time she used to think that merit must be physically generated, but now she feels that the mind can be even more powerful, and through bhavana, she feels that it can generate even more merit to everyone, all sentient beings. Sister Siu King, she mentioned about her parents teaching her doing good since young, and she feels that sharing merit to all sentient beings, not to forget that. That's the end of question 2. Going to question 3, Sister Susie said she practiced more donation now, going to the temple more often. She also practices meditation and sharing of merits. For me, because of my background, I am able to help a Bhante to edit a book this year. Just completed it before Chinese New Year. I do a lot of volunteering work for animals, stray animals. I feed dogs every day, every evening. I foster cats, help them to get well and then put them up for adoption. I collect funds from my friends and then channel it to shelters. And then every Friday, my son and I goes to Vihara temple to do food dana to Sangha members. Brother Junhao tried to share the Dhamma with friends and family members around him. Yeah, Sister Siu King said, again, she repeated what she said earlier on, don't forget to share merits with the Dewa and to benefit also our departed loved ones. Send them blessings and radiate metta. Yeah. And then Sister Michelle, finally, she added on about her mother, her grandmother, how she literally have to kind of force her grandmother to do a little bit of money dana because the grandmother is quite reluctant to do that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Group 1. Okay, now can we have somebody from Sister Upasana from Group 2?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for your attention. So as a group, we discussed this right effort, our understanding of right effort based on the Samyutta Nikaya 45.8. Having the desire to suppress the rising of unwholesome states. That's the first one. And then the second step, we abandon any unwholesome states that have a reason, such as anger or greed, for example. And the third point, according to the sutta, we must diligently strive to arouse wholesome states like metta, mudita, okay, that may not have a reason. And the fourth point actually is maintenance of the reason wholesome states. So over here on the notes, it would be maintaining good habits, and striving to practice good habits would be under arouse wholesome, maintaining wholesome states, yes. And another group member mentioned that we do the right thing even when no one is watching. So we keep our precepts even when no one is watching. And we maintain harmony in any situation. So question 2 then, We discuss how to accumulate merits. Dana, so generosity, practice generosity, giving preferably without any expectation of return. And we really hang on to our 5 precepts. Sila will be our virtues, morality and virtues. And simply put, a member in our group said, just be good and be kind, do good and be kind. Maintain mental skillfulness, such as mindfulness. Listening to Dhamma talks on a regular basis. And apart from just doing good and be kind, we must also avoid evil. Otherwise, we neutralize it all. You do one thing good and you break it with something else evil. So under Dana, to elaborate, will be donating things, helping people out, donating blood. And last point would be to transfer merits. Right? Yeah. So next slide. We discuss this. How can we accumulate merits to help ourselves and our family in this life? We talk about minimizing our cravings and desires, if possible, abandon them so that we can be easily contented, and practice gratitude. Work really diligently, work hard, spend little. So that goes together with minimizing our cravings and desires. And then always diligently do merit, so meritorious actions, so that we can reap the fruits either in this life or next life. Being constantly mindful, so we practice presence of mind, mindfulness of our actions. I would add our actions, speech as well, right? Do merit on behalf of our family members. We don't just think of ourselves, we think of our close ones, loved ones, and have mental clarity, be very clear about what we want to achieve, focus, put our mind to it and effort into it. For example, really understand and practice the Noble Eightfold Path and do Dana. Last 2 points, we have to stand corrected. That means when we make mistakes, we are accountable and responsible for our actions. That way we live according to the Dhamma. So we always remember to learn together, practice together, and share Dhamma with everyone. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Group 2. Now, can we please invite somebody from Group 3 to present?
Sister Kim, would you like to present?
Okay, my name is Kim. I'm pretty new. In fact, it's my first lesson. So bear with me. Reflect on your own understanding of the right efforts. So we discussed over this, and our first point is to abandonment of unwholesome thoughts, speech, and actions. Next, we talk about is not setting the condition for the arising of unwholesome thoughts, speech, and actions. So, and the third one is right efforts from maintaining own wholesome thoughts and trying to make effort to console others to feel better when they are feeling bad or down. This is how we interpret the right efforts. And also to practice wholeheartedly the 5 precepts to avoid delusions, greed, and hatred. And also commitment to practice the Dhamma daily. Next is the cultivation of wholesome thoughts, speech, and actions. So our right effort is also like setting the right conditions for the wholesome thoughts, speech, and actions to arise. Right efforts should be guided by the right view and the right intentions. And by practicing the right effort, we are also cultivating the other factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. So this is our understanding on the right effort. The next is, how did we accumulate merits in the past? So in the past, actually, when we were practicing Buddhism, we don't know what is dana until when we actually come to know more about Buddhism. Then we know dana is actually donations. So to accumulate merits in the past would be like giving dana as in donations, and keep the 5 precepts, taking refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Try not to do things or actions that hurt and harm ourselves and others. By doing meditation, sharing Dhamma, by doing voluntary work, and also help the needies. Because we are not just doing merits for ourselves, but also for the family members. So we have to help the family members by, guiding them as to also accumulate merits together with us, like our parents, our siblings, grandparents, and relatives. We also have to respect and the filial piety to our elders. So these are some of the merits that we would accumulate, in the past. So the third one is, I'm poor in this life. How should I accumulate merits and my family in this life? Provide a response to this. So since we are poor, money would be a problem. So what we will do is, we will put in our effort, energy to help those victims, like recently in the flood disasters. Much as we would like to contribute monetary, but we ourselves are in difficulty. So we will just put in effort and energy to help for those who are facing the disasters. Also, the right livelihood, we must be honest at all times. So, and also we make dana by blood donation, services, giving in our time and skills in whatever we are able to do, because in terms of poor, we are poor, so we have to give all these services to help them. We also have to encourage our family members to accumulate merits together, not just ourselves, but we have to get the family members to also contribute. So by setting good examples for the family members, so to want to accumulate merits themselves. So it's not just us, the family themselves also are also accumulating merits together. So have to set good examples. So these are some of the points. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much, sister. Okay, that wasn't too bad for your first try. Okay, so we have heard, the many ways, the 3 groups have presented on how we can accumulate merit. So I hope that we can learn and practice some of them in our daily lives. Okay, so let's move on now to the next segment. Okay, let's now introduce our Dhamma speaker for today, Uncle Vijaya. Okay, now, Uncle Vijaya. Okay, today we are fortunate to have with us Uncle Vijaya, an experienced Dhamma speaker who has delivered talks within Malaysia and abroad over the last 5 decades. He has also penned many Buddhist books. Currently, he's the patron of the Sasana Abhivruddhi Vardhana Society and chairman of the Nalanda education team. Without further ado, we'd like to invite Uncle Vijaya to deliver his talk. Over to you, Uncle Vijaya.
Namo Buddhaya, and thank you so much for giving me this honor of sharing your thoughts this afternoon. I also am very grateful to Ayah for having agreed to allow me to speak and share these thoughts with you. For the last hour or so, I've been listening to all of you speaking, and I'm struck by one thing. What the Buddha taught was the Dharma. And this Dharma is that which upholds the universe. So everything is Dharma. And listening to you all, I saw that you were going through so many aspects of what the Buddha taught about merits. Some of you said you had already read about it. Others said, no, you just thought about it. And that's all fine. That is all fine. It's all part of the Dharma. Yeah? But what probably is missing is that the whole thing is not organized in your minds. The Buddha's purpose was to organize the Dharma in such a way that we are all on the same track, that we all understand what we are doing. A lot of you were saying that before you came to the Dharma, you were doing good, but you did not know why. This is the Buddha's purpose. The Buddha's purpose is to be able to organize this Dharma in such a way that it goes from the very basic levels to the higher levels. Okay? And today, let us ask ourselves what the Buddha taught about merits. A lot of what you said is what the Buddha said. Yeah, but it is not organized. So today, I hope to be able to help you organize those thoughts which you already know. There's no rocket science involved in this. You all reacted as human beings to these very common sense approaches to Buddhist, to merits. Okay, but let us begin by looking at the title that's given to us, the Buddha's strategies of happiness. Yeah, steps to build merits. Steps. Yeah, that keep that word in mind. Okay, it's not something that needs to be done immediately. It's not something that needs to be done whole. Now that's the greatness of the Buddha's path. He recognized that we can't all attain nirvana overnight. It takes time, and we have already got onto the path. And this path takes many steps before we reach the end. Now look at the other word, strategies of happiness. Now all of us are here today only for one thing. All sentient beings even, not just human beings. We all only crave for one thing, happiness. Even the Bodhisattva, for millions of lifetimes, was looking for this one thing, happiness. But most of the time it has eluded us because we do not know what it is. And we are jumping all over the place. Now, in our discussion this afternoon, in the 3 different classes, yeah, you were all over the place. Yeah, and most of you said, I didn't know then, I know now. Yeah? And this is Buddha's contribution to our, as human beings, of our attaining this high happiness. Okay, so merits is one of the things that helps us to get this happiness. Yeah? And today we will discuss a few of those steps. It's not all, there's no time either for you or for us to be able to extensively, this is a huge area, but fortunately, although it's a huge area for us to cover, the Buddha has been able to reduce it to a few steps. Let's examine what those steps are so that we will be guided more clearly in our future, bearing in mind that our final goal is happiness. Okay, now the slide says the pursuit of merits is to develop a wise sense of self. Yeah, that is the purpose. But what, keep that in mind and ask yourself, what is the dictionary definition of merits? the Buddhist dictionary, the Pali Buddhist dictionary, I think you know about it, it defines merits as karmically wholesome actions. In a minute, we will see there are two types of actions, those that are wholesome and those that are unwholesome. And don't forget this word, karmically. Karmically is what affects our destiny as we go through samsara. Okay, and to develop that, you must develop a wise sense of self. Who am I? What am I doing here? Right? And when you know that, and when the Buddha helps you to understand that self, how does he do it? He does it by going through teaching us to start at the beginning and go deeper as we go along. And we are at the threshold of our journey towards nirvana. Okay? And to do that, we need to know who is it that's going to attain this nirvana. Once I understand what the Buddha teaches me about what I mean, what self means, once I understand that, then I know how to fit things in. We said earlier that before we came into contact with the Dhamma, we did good. But we just didn't know. I mean, I'm a decent human being. I help this dog. I feed this dog. But now you know, it's much more than that. Yeah? They come to a stage where there is only kindness. There is no I am kind to the dog. There is no doer. There is no object. But that constitutes a wise sense of self, and that will determine how we conduct ourselves as Dhamma practitioners. Now, this is the purpose of today's class. This is the purpose of studying the Dhamma, where the Buddha gives us a wise sense of self. And one of the purposes of merit is to give that. I said one, yeah? Why did I say one? Because the Buddha repeatedly warns that the higher levels cannot be practiced in a stable manner unless they develop on a strong foundation. Now, this is very important for us to reflect. Yeah, when we talk about merits, when we talk about dana, when we talk about kindness and compassion and all of this, we are talking about the earlier steps of the journey to the end of samsara. Okay? Remember, merit is not the end all and be all. All religions teach us to be good, to be charitable, to help others. All religions teach that. But what does Buddhism do? Buddhism uses that as the foundation. Here it says a strong foundation. And the pursuit of merit provides that foundation. I hope you get this clear. When you go back home, please reflect on this very important statement. Okay, and we will go deeper into this. Now, steps that lead to build a good merit. Okay, right. All right. We've done this. Now let's go on. And what constitutes, let's reflect on what constitutes a basic understanding of what the Buddha taught us about what merit entails. Yeah, and how far does Buddhism go in this area compared to other religions? So we won't talk about other religions, but by emphasizing what we believe, you can see what they say and how we are different from them. Okay, what is most important, and we have been talking throughout this in your discussions, is to be able to clearly distinguish between skillful and unskillful. Notice throughout the discussion in the classrooms, you did not once mention sin. There is no concept of sin in Buddhism, because sin involves punishment, sin involves wrongdoing, etc. Buddhists, and a lot of you said this also, I did good not knowing why. Yeah. You also did a lot of wrong, not knowing why. If you do something not knowing, can you be really blamed for it? So this is very, very important for us to understand that in the teaching of the Buddha, yeah, in the teaching of the Buddha, we do not ever feel guilty about whatever we do. But we have to be alert. This is what Buddha teaches us. We have to be alert all the time. Remember the four great efforts. Yeah, remember preventing unwholesome, abandoning unwholesome, developing wholesome, maintaining wholesome. These are all skillful actions. Why skillful? Because they lead us to the development of understanding. And that understanding leads us to our ultimate goal of happiness, nirvana. Okay, so all of this. Then the Buddha teaches us to distinguish between blameworthy and blameless, wholesome, unwholesome. All right, and to do things, yeah, which will prevent us from long-term suffering. Remember that last question, I am poor. Yeah, how can I get out of it? Now, the teaching of the Buddha helps us to say, okay, I am, gives us patience. That's the important thing. And contentment. I am today because where I am is because of my past karma. It's that my past karma has led me to this. It's too bad. It's brought me here. But I have the power to change this karma. That's the important thing. So I will curtail my short-term or my long-term suffering to make it short-term suffering. I change, and that is the power that I have. How does that come? Remember what we said about skillful and unskillful. Okay, we are the architects of our lives. Yeah, and we learn that which is unwholesome, that which is unskillful, that which leads us away from happiness, and this is the right way to happiness. You may be poor, yeah, but if you have contentment and you have the right view, there's something a lot of us didn't mention in the discussion, right understanding plays a very strong role in all of this. Our goal and the purpose of meetings like this and discussing with friends is to understand where we are, what we are doing, how we have come about, and how we can change this course. All right, and there we have the abandon the unskillful, abandon the blameworthy, look after yourself in a pure way. Okay, right now. Merits is what we call karmically wholesome action. And the Buddha goes into a lot of detail on actions which karma means action, you know that. All right. Now, what types of actions are there? And the Buddha, in this instance, identifies 4 types of actions. All right. Karma that is dark with dark result. Now, the same action can either be dark or light. Yeah? What do I mean by that? When, for example, because of your ignorance, you didn't know, you didn't care what happened to that poor cat that was fallen in the drain. If you didn't know and you didn't help, the crime is not so bad compared to, as a Buddhist, you know how important compassion is. You know how necessary it is for you to dedicate yourself to compassion. Knowing that, you go and help that cat with the full understanding that by this simple action of compassion, I've come closer. So, dark actions, these are spelled out by the Buddha at the most basic level. There are 5. Don't kill, don't steal, don't commit sexual misconduct, don't tell lies, don't take drugs. Okay, these are dark, killing, stealing, and but as somebody pointed out, don't only think about the negative. If you just think about the negative, you become a statue. Or avoid, just think of avoiding doing anything. No, as Buddhists, yeah, you must understand that every one of these has a counterpart. You don't simply avoid killing. You must actively promote life. That is what compassion is all about. That is what a bodhisattva, which you all are, in a sense. Yeah, you not just don't kill. The sister who has decided every Friday she's going to feed more dogs. She just doesn't stay there and say, I avoid. I actively. Now that is what a Kuan Yin would do. All right? Then stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, drink. So there are not 5 precepts, but there are 10. Okay? Then there is karma that is bright, bringing bright results. You don't kill, you get bright results. You kill, you get dark, etc. This is pretty well established. But let's go on to the next one. Karma, the noble eightfold path, the little thing in the corner. Remember, the first of this noble eightfold path, which I talked about, yeah, is right view. It's so important because the Buddha only taught 2 things in his entire 45 years. He taught us wisdom and compassion. Actually, that is only one, wisdom. Once you have wisdom, everything else falls into place. Many other religions would talk about faith. Buddhism, we don't emphasize faith as much as we do wisdom. So whatever you do, and all these Dhamma studies, all these actions that we do are designed to give us that wisdom. So right view constitutes that wisdom. As Puttujana, as people who are on the path but not enlightened, yeah, we can make a lot of mistakes, but we start with a little right understanding. A little understanding, which will grow and grow and grow until it culminates in enlightenment. So we need right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right effort. And we come to today's topic, right effort. Right effort, you will notice, is one of the, this is Dhamma. The entire teaching of the Dhamma can be reduced to these 8 steps. Right? And the Buddha puts right effort as one of those. And what are those right efforts? We have already identified. Yeah, is to prevent, to abandon, to develop, and to maintain. So these are, and it is not something that you can put aside on Friday and the rest of the time forget about it. No, it is something that needs to be done all the time. So what I have done is I have tied the meritorious action with karma, with action, and then tied that up with right effort. You will notice it's all combined, one after another. Bearing in mind that this is the earlier part of our practice. Yeah, notice the Noble Eightfold Path is divided into Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Okay? Sila, right speech, right action, right livelihood. Right effort comes under Samadhi, under concentration. So control your mind, control your body, and control your mind. Yeah? So these are Sila, Samadhi, and wisdom will come. So wisdom comes at the end of the day with the right, oh, I've lost myself. With the four, the development with control of the body. Sorry, control of the body. Control of the body, sila. Control of the mind, samadhi. Development of the mind, panya. So we are at, when we are talking about merit, that's the point I want to make. When we are talking about merit, we are talking about the first step towards an ultimate goal, which comes later. Okay? All right. And here again, we come back to the four right efforts, which are generating a desire. So we got that. We've already done that. Most of you presented that very well. We'll run through it. Restraint, abandonment, development, and protection. We know that, okay? So basically now we come to today's topic. Why should we accrue merits? Yeah. Somebody remember the third question? For one who desires long life, health, beauty, heaven, and noble birth, heaven even, yeah, lavish delights one after another, the wise praise heedfulness in doing acts of merit. The wise praise heedfulness, knowing what you are doing, yeah, in doing acts of merit. And then we said, what is merit? Merit is karmically wholesome actions. Why do we do merit? Because we are preparing ourselves at the initial level to walk the path. The path involves the development of wisdom, but it cannot be done overnight. Yeah, you have to develop. Remember, I told you wisdom. When heedful, the wise, when heedful and wise, you achieve both kinds of benefits. You achieve benefit in this life and in the lives to come. This you know, yeah? And this is the answer we give to the person who asked that third question, yeah? Benefits in this life, perhaps you haven't got. But you have to lay the foundation to ensure that the next life is not like the last life or this life, that you're going to make it better. And it is in your power, no matter how poor you are. Kindness does not need money. Yeah, lending a helping hand does not need wealth. A smile to a neighbor does not need wealth. All of this is dana. All of this is developing the right attitude because you understand yourself. Yeah. So whoever complains that it wants to be better, the Buddha says, well, this is what you do. You were unskillful in the past. Now start doing skillful deeds. What are skillful deeds? This is in the Dhamma I have taught you. And I have summarized that in the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay? By breaking past your benefit, you are called enlightened. Yeah? You pass, you leave everything behind. You are called wise. Okay? Right. So why should we accrue merits? We should accrue merits so that we lay the foundation for the correct Buddhist path. Okay. Right. And I repeated this again. The Buddha repeatedly warns us that the higher levels, and what are the higher levels? Sila, Samadhi, Panya. The higher levels are Samadhi. Control the body, and you can talk about the benefits. Why am I not rich or whatever. Control the body. Do skillful actions with your body. Yeah. And with that, you will be able to lay the foundation for the more important pursuit in Buddhism. Develop the mind. Control. Bhavana. Yeah, bhavana is to develop, to culture. Yeah, the pursuit of merit provides the foundation. I hope I have made that point very, very clear. See, merit is the earlier stages. And of course, once it becomes second nature to you, the Buddha was performing merit all the time, but it wasn't merit because the Buddha was karmically free. So in the case of an Arahat or a Buddha, there is no doer of a deed, there is no receiver of a deed. Until we come to that stage, we practice these kinds of good works, which comes under sila. And that brings us to almost the end of this presentation, which is the how do you gain merits? Yeah, what are the basics? And the Buddha has laid the foundation after all the teaching, 3 words, which is what I think constitutes the enlightenment of the Buddha. Something so complex, took him 45 years to explain, and yet he was able to reduce it to 3 words. Yeah, giving, dana, sila, bhavana. Yeah, and dana. All the time you were talking this afternoon in class, in your class, of dana. Let us just, for today's purposes, talk about the first one. What is dana? Yeah, dana is giving. But we know that giving at its most basic level is what we think of giving goods. Yeah, there are 3 types of dana, which we call amisa dana, abhaya dana, and dhamma dana. There's 3 levels. Yeah, and what you were talking about this afternoon mostly was what we call amisa dana, providing for your family, providing for food for the needy. Yeah, helping people in the floods. All of this is excellent. Yeah, what is the purpose of dana? The purpose of dana with wisdom, yeah, skillful action, the same purpose. I feed the dog. I hope that next time I'm born as a dog, this dog will become a person to feed me. I help you, next life you help me. That's a business transaction. That is unskillful. What is skillful is, by the giving of this dana, may I reduce my attachment to wealth, to property. May I understand this cannot bring me ultimate happiness. It's useful, but cannot bring me ultimate happiness. The more I give away, be it to a dog, or be it to a beggar, or be it to a neighbor, it does not matter. The more I give away, the more I reduce myself. And the more myself goes, the more my selfishness goes. Notice that dana was the first of the paramis. The paramis are the perfections that the Buddha gained as a bodhisattva lifetime after lifetime. And the first of these is dana. Right? And dana is broken up into amisa dana, material goods. But more important than that, take the dog again. Yeah, abhaya dana. That dog is hungry, that dog is cold, that dog is afraid, that dog has been kicked and had stones thrown at it. But here you come along and you feed the dog, and that dog becomes more confident of itself. The dog is able to at least go to the next day. What have you given? You have given fearlessness. In this world today, there is so much of fear created every day. Look at Ukraine at the moment. Yeah, and not just Ukraine. Look at our COVID. We went down to 88 people, and now today we're back to 27. No matter what they tell us about no hospitalization or whatever, COVID is COVID. And we don't know enough about COVID. We are so frightened. What can we do to get rid of, to help others not be afraid? No, it doesn't have to do with converting people to Buddhism. It simply has to do with your compassion, which comes with your wisdom, yeah, and which helps you to be able to spread fearlessness. It doesn't need money. Okay, so you have Amisa Dana, you have Abhaya Dana, and then of course the highest level. Now, when we talked about the 10 wholesome deeds, yeah, one wholesome deed, somebody mentioned that also in the class, that it is Dharma. Yeah, being able to listen to the Dharma, that is meritorious. One meritorious action is listening to the Dhamma. Another meritorious action is sharing the Dhamma. Dhamma Dhanam, Sabbha Dhanam, Jinati. The gift of Dharma excels all other gifts. So that is the highest. This is when we are able, through your son or through your relatives, you are able to share the Dharma, to share this way of finding happiness, which is very, very different from other ways of finding happiness, through wisdom rather than through faith. There is a place for faith, but wisdom must come first. And how do we spread that wisdom? Through our own actions and so on. What are the values that Dana gives us? Charity, obvious. Yeah. Sharing of merit. Whenever I have gain for myself spiritually, I don't keep it to myself. I share it with others. And then rejoicing in other merits. When others have done good, this joy, the mudita, this joy, you have done good. I'm glad for you. That itself is a wholesome act. Okay, so this is giving and not discouraging others from doing what they are doing. Okay, and of course, it's the first parami. And what does it do? It overcomes jealousy. What is jealousy? Selfishness. What is selfishness? The unskillful thought that you exist as a person. Okay, and that's delusion. So to avoid that, to destroy that, yeah, it cannot be done overnight, but it's something that can be practiced by everybody. Dana is not only for the privileged. Yeah, so this is what Buddhism teaches us, that it is not for a select few. And one also Buddhism teaches us, don't need to gain the final goal overnight. You can do it step by step. The Buddha says it's like standing at the beach. At the beach, the waves only wet your ankles. But the deeper you go, the deeper becomes the Dharma. The further you go, the deeper becomes the Dharma. So today, we have discussed merit. We have put together our thoughts. I don't think I taught you anything new. All the thoughts that you expressed probably got a little bit clearer. And as a result of that, hopefully you will be encouraged to read more about this very, very important topic. All right. And the next time, maybe I should talk just, or maybe I leave it to the MC. Okay. We'll leave it to the coordinator to talk about the other two, Sila and Samadhi, when it is coming. Okay. Right. Thank you. And sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you very much. So in the next upcoming sessions, okay, this topic is too wide, so we won't be able to cover everything. Okay, so in the next in another session or two, we will cover this. Wait, let me see. Next slide, please. Okay, wait, let me share. Okay, and in our next session, we'll learn Sila and Bhavana, as well as giving. Okay, we will cover Vilama Sutta, what are the great benefits of giving, and the dedication of merits. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we move on to an important segment, which is the Q&A. There are 3 questions that we have prepared for Uncle Vijaya. Number 1, in some other monastery organizations, I noticed there is a ranking in monetary contributions. I was told the higher the ranking is, the greater the merits is. Please explain. Number 2, does chanting help us to accumulate merits? Does group chanting help us to cleanse ourselves of our sins? Number 3, some people keep chasing fame and wealth their entire lives, but they are unable to achieve them at the end. Why? So Uncle Vijaya, could you kindly shed light on these 3 questions first?
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Uncle
All
Vijaya.
right. In some other monastic organizations, I noticed there's a ranking in monetary contributions. What I'm going to say next may result in them throwing me out of those monasteries, but I do not think that money can be tied in one sense, yeah? Money is very important. We cannot have brought Buddhism to this level over 2,500 years without the help, without the financial and the physical help of people, yeah? But to tie down, yeah, this kind of monetary help as being spiritually important, that is wrong. Yeah, those who give, they are welcome to give out of gratitude. They have got a lot because of their past karma. And when you have got so much, then you don't keep it to yourself. You create more and more. So those who give with the out of gratitude, yeah, and those who give what they can spare, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with giving monetary, but tying monetary contributions to recognition and the awarding of positions to people, this is wrong. And this has nothing to do. This the poor, or somebody who doesn't give financial help, is not necessarily unable to contribute to the welfare of mankind. Those with wealth, okay, Visakha did that during the Buddha's time. Anathapindika did that during the Buddha. But the Buddha did not necessarily give them special treatment. They were just like him, in the case of Visakha and Arahat. So they gave because they had no more attachment to this money. They knew that because of their past karma, they were able to accumulate this kind of wealth. And out of gratitude and with wisdom, they contributed to the betterment of the monastic organization, whose ultimate purpose is to prolong the Buddha Sasana. Yeah. So the higher the ranking is, the greater the merits. No. The higher the intention of giving. There's a lovely little story in the, by the way, how much time do I have? Okay. There's a lovely little story in the sutras of a woman who went and she had no money. She wanted so much to do something for the Buddha, to give a dana. She had absolutely no money. What she did was, she went and she had very long hair. She cut that hair, she sold it, and got, we will say, okay, 50 cents or something for the hair. With that, she bought she had enough money to buy just one light, one oil lamp. And she went and put this on. There were already, the millionaires had already filled the hall. The millionaires had filled the hall with lights and in oil lamps in those days. And everybody was very impressed. Along comes this poor widow thinking to herself, I cannot match all of them, but this is all I have and I give it with my full heart. And she went and placed it there, and you know what happened? All the other lights became dim, and this one light shone through. I think that is the answer to this question. Okay, that the higher the ranking is, no. The greater the intention of purity, the greater the sense that there is no I doing the dana. That is what will provide the result. Okay. I answer my second question. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Does chanting help us to accumulate? Of course it does. Of course it does. Of course it does. Why? Because chanting helps us to focus the mind. Even during the Buddha's time, if you go to the Digha Nikaya, yeah, there is a long sutra called the Sangiti. Sangiti means chanting, yeah, where Venerable Sariputta, the Buddha said he was tired and he said he wants to rest and told Sariputta, give whatever Dhamma talk you want. And Sariputta said, this looks like a good opportunity for us to put back together everything that the Buddha taught. Remember, the Buddha taught 84,000 units of Dhamma, but it wasn't systematized. So that chanting, yeah, the Venerable Sariputta, together with all the assembled monks, they chanted everything from the Four Noble Truths to the Noble Eightfold Path to the 10, what do you call it, the precepts, whatever. Everything that the Buddha had taught was rehearsed at that Sangiti. Yeah, and what did it do? It brought our focus. At the end of that, it was already morning. It took a whole night for them to do it. And when they were finishing, the Buddha said he approved of everything that had been said. Yeah, you might ask, the Buddha was sleeping, how did he know? Buddhas don't sleep like we do. They sleep mindfully. So the Buddha listened and he approved. So does chanting help? Of course it does. How does it help? When we are in a group, it is easier to practice a religion, easier to practice a ritual. So that gives us that social connection with others. So that's first. Second, chanting, the words have been put together not accidentally. Yeah, they have been put together because of the power of the sound. For example, it is said that when you recite the Ratana Sutra, for example, you can actually induce the rain. All right, and if it's done individually, it is not as powerful. Chanting affects the vibrations in the universe, yeah, in a positive way. So when there is danger, when there are a lot of problems around us, when we are sick, for example, when we chant and we chant together, we vibrate positive vibrations around. And these are definitely helpful. Does group chanting help us to cleanse ourselves? Yes, because the more your mind is engaged in physical, the more your mind is engaged in positive thoughts, yeah, your negative thoughts have no chance to operate. So when you are chanting, you are not having negative thoughts. They are pushed aside. So this strengthens your spiritual being. Okay? So yes, it helps us to cleanse ourselves of our sin. Why? Because it is cleansing the mind, cleansing the thought. What is the teaching of the Buddha? Do good Avoid evil, purify the mind. How do you purify the mind? Focus your mind on these vibrations. Focus your mind on these positive sounds that are coming through. So I say group chanting helps us to cleanse ourselves, provided, of course, we do it right. I mean, I can't sit in a group of 1,000 people all chanting and me also saying the words and making the sounds, but my mind is not engaged. When my mind is unengaged, no good will come of it. Don't think that by coming and sitting down in a temple or wherever where chanting is going on and playing with your computer, that's going to have any effect on you. Your mind must be engaged, for which it needs discipline, which needs training, and you cannot do it overnight. Okay? Some people keep chasing fame and wealth their entire lives, but they are unable to achieve them at the end. Why? First answer that comes to my mind is their karma did not qualify for them for it. Some people work very, very hard, but every time it doesn't come right. So their past karma, unlike Anathapindika, Visakha, their past karma brought them to this wealth. So if you want wealth, then you do things. How do you do things? Do good. Do dana. The more you give, the more you get. All right? But is that your goal? Is your goal to become rich and enjoy these physical things, which will only be supported whatever good karma you did? Then your bad karma will take over. That is the danger there. However, if you let go of all of this and pursue skillfully the development of right thought in order to gain spiritual wealth. Gaining spiritual wealth is far wiser than gaining physical wealth. Okay? So that is why people sometimes they don't. Also, they do it for the wrong reasons. Yeah? Delusion. Lobha, dosa, moha. What are the three things that keep bringing us back into samsara? Yeah? Delusion. The delusion that there is an I that can benefit by the accumulation of these millions of dollars, yeah, especially at other people's expense. I can't think of making $1 billion without involving others, without in some way taking it out from others. It cannot be pure. Yeah? Okay, so lobha is involved, delusion is involved, yeah, moha. Because of your ignorance, because of your delusion, because of your wrong thought that this wealth can bring you happiness, it can bring you pleasure, lots of pleasure. There's nothing wrong with wealth. With wealth, you can do a lot of good. We said that. But all of this will not bring us spiritual wealth. If you can use like Visakha did, Anathapindika did, if you can use that wealth to benefit others, great. Then it's the right motivation. Okay? But if you don't have that wealth, never mind. There are many, many ways, wise ways, skillful ways of performing dharma, of helping others live a more comfortable life. There are other ways. Okay? Do some people keep chasing a entire life, unable to achieve? Even if they achieve, they will not get satisfaction. On the other hand, somebody who gets a little, santutti paramam dana. Contentment is the highest wealth. If you can develop contentment, be satisfied with what you have, because your needs are little. Yeah? Your wants may be a lot, but your needs are very, very little. What do you need? Food, shelter, clothing, medicine. Food, shelter, clothing, medicine. These are the only 4 things you need for survival. How much food do you need? How much shelter do you need? How much clothing do you need? How much medicine do you need? If you need these 4, you have the highest wealth. Thank you. I finished.
Okay, thank you, Uncle Vijaya. Sorry, fumbling around.
But you're waiting for more.
No, okay, Uncle Vijaya, we have a question actually. Sister Billy has a question. I'll pass it to Sister Billy to ask the question. Sister Billy, you can turn on your microphone.
Hi, Uncle Vijaya. I have a question. I once heard, I think, from a monk who said that we do not accumulate merits if we give to somebody whom has benefited us or whom we owe. I have not seen this mentioned in the suttas yet. I'm wondering if this is true. So I actually have 2 questions, and that's my first one.
No, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat, please? What did the monk say?
He said that we do not accumulate merits or do not get the merits if we are actually giving to somebody who has benefited us before, or whom we owe, for example, say our parents.
Yeah, sorry, I don't agree. Because one of the most important teachings of the Buddha is gratitude and katanyuta. Now, we're just talking about parents, yeah? Or anybody who helped, my teachers, for example, okay? They've helped me. And I want to, in some way, physicalize my gratitude. I know that they have done that. That is katanyuta, is knowing somebody has done you good, and at the same time having a desire to repay that good. So when I give parents parents money, it's not a business transaction. You helped me in the past, now here, give me a receipt. That's not it. I'm so grateful for what you have done for me. The best way I can do is to give you something. And I don't want anything in return. You have already done enough for me. So if you have that mentality of gratitude, rather than the physical act of passing something from one hand to another, that this is required in Buddhism. Katanyuta. This is the highest blessing. Yeah. However, I think what the monk is thinking about is the motivation. Remember, everything that we do, intention plays a role. Why am I doing this? What is my reason for doing it? Is there any reason for me to do it? Maybe that person helped you and you don't want that person to be, you don't want to be indebted to that person anymore. So you go with that intention, nah, bayar balik. Jangan ikut aku lagi. If that, okay, I agree with the monk. But if your intentions are pure, then you're being a good Buddhist. Yeah. Even if somebody, there are a lot of cases where parents had ill-treated their children, and yet the children say, at least you gave me life. If without you, I couldn't do it. Now, these are bodhisattvas. These are people who are not worried about gratitude, but who know the meaning of gratitude. I got my life from you, I will pay you back. I don't want anything in return. That's a very important caveat. I don't want anything in return, because that's not my purpose. Okay?
Is it okay for me to ask another question, or should I wait for the next session?
I think it's okay for you to ask.
Okay, this is in reference to the slides just now, the one, the dark karma, dark intentions and dark results, that one.
Yeah.
Keeping the precepts was in like karma leading to bright results, but right speech and right action was also in the 4th one, which is karma leading to no bright or dark results. So I'm just wondering, there's an overlap. Maybe if you could elaborate a little bit on what is the difference.
Can we go back to that slide, please? Anybody? Can we go back to that slide? The one I have it in hard copy. Yes. It says here, dark action, dark result. You have no problem with that, right? Yeah, and bright action, bright result. You have no problem with that. You have a problem with dark and bright action. Some, I hope I'm getting you right, but the way I see it is the dark and bright action, dark and bright result. Is that the one you are worried about?
No, actually, it's the one on the white, on the right side, under the the one that's
bright action, bright result.
Yeah, so there's taking precepts there, but the Noble Eightfold Path is also under the next one, which leads to neither dark or bright results. So right speech and right action is also there. So taking precepts, yeah. So I'm just wondering how come they fall into two different categories.
The way I look at it is the Noble Eightfold Path has been placed on one side, yeah, and the other side is these are all these karmic actions which go against the Noble Eightfold Path. So the two shouldn't come together, yeah, but to be separated and dealt with separately. Meaning that not all karma leads to a result. Some are karmically ineffective. This is what I understand. Karma that is neither dark nor bright, yeah, neither bright result. For example, I do certain actions, like me sitting down. If I'm just sitting down, that's an action. Yeah. If I kick a ball, it's an action. But it does not necessarily, it's not karmic because it has no intention behind it. Okay. So it's neither, so karma is neither dark nor bright. And it has no, this is the, what is it? Karmically ineffective, karmically inapplicable. Do I get that? Am I explaining myself to you?
Almost there. Okay, I'm just wondering, so for example, if we do not kill, it is considered karma that leads to a bright result. But at the same time, if we do not kill, we are also practicing right actions, but that also falls under neither dark nor bright results. So it feels like falls into...
Sorry, if we do not kill,
it's considered keeping our precepts, which means that it falls under right results.
But you see, if I'm sitting down here and there is a dog there and I don't kill that dog, it's got nothing to do with me, right? You get me?
Yes, but then wouldn't that also mean
you are saying non-action? Okay, can I say that non-action does not constitute karma unless it is intentionally, yeah, you have the opportunity to do it, but you intentionally do not. I do not kill this dog because it is wrong, because I know I must not do it. Therefore, I will reflect. All of this is karmic. But if the dog is passing by and I am passing by, no killing has taken place, I think karma doesn't come into play.
Okay, thank you. I'll reflect on it.
I think you're completely confused as I am.
I'll reflect on it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about this in face-to-face.
Okay, can we have, I think Sister Sunni has a question for Uncle Vijaya as well. Sister Sunni?
Yes, hi. Thank you, Uncle Vijaya. From your slide, it says by breaking past your benefit, which I understand to be the sense of self, the worship, we get enlightened. And then I missed the second part. By breaking past your something, we become wise.
Breaking past, by breaking past your benefit, you are called enlightened. That's it. There's nothing more.
Nothing more. Okay.
Yeah, by breaking past your benefit. That's why we put that in italics, you see. Your meaning the self.
Self.
You go past yourself, while whatever benefits you. When you go past all of that, when you leave it behind, you are called enlightened, wise.
Okay.
There's nothing more to that.
And the second question is...
oh, I know what happened, you know. Earlier we had something, then we deleted that. And you got the old version, we got the new version. Is that right?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I just don't know the word wise, why the wise is there.
You become enlightened, wise.
Okay.
Wise equals enlightened.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. And then the second question is following what you explained about karma. So, for example, what about people who choose to keep quiet out of cowardice, like choose to be complicit when they see wrongdoing, rather than speaking out or advocating?
Yes.
So
absolutely. Go back to the intention. Now, sometimes silence is necessary. Yeah. If by opening your mouth and you will get somebody else into trouble, yeah, then you must keep quiet. Even if it doesn't benefit others. So silence is the first. Okay, the intention. If by that, by your silence, yeah, you are responsible for somebody dying or somebody getting punished, then you cannot talk. So silence is not necessarily always wrong. Your intention has to be examined. Are you going to benefit by your silence?
So let's say we witness someone killing, we know who the killer is, but we are too afraid. We are too afraid of the repercussions of speaking out. We don't want to be a witness. So
our human reaction is because I'm afraid, I don't. But the ultimate teaching of the Buddha is, even if it means I give up my life, I will not be responsible for another person's death. In this case, the murderer's death. Let me share a little story with you. I hope we have the time. During the Buddha's time, there was a monk and he went for Pindapa and he came to this jeweler's house. The jeweler was in the process of making a ring with a ruby. All right. So when the jeweler saw the monk coming for Pindapa, he kept the ruby on his desk, went to the kitchen to get the food ready. In the meantime, the monk was invited to come and sit down. So the monk is sitting, the table with the ruby is here, the jeweler is in the kitchen. At that point, through the window comes the jeweler's pet crow. The crow sees the ruby, thinks it's a piece of flesh, and the crow swallows the ruby. Man comes back, feeds the monk, and turns around, no ruby. He said, where did my ruby go? Venerable sir, did you see anybody coming in? He had the choice. Hey, not me, that bird did it, that bird did it, get the bird. He knew that if he did that, the bird would be killed. So what does he do? He keeps quiet. He keeps quiet. All right? He can open his mouth, but if he does, he'll be responsible for the bird's death. So he keeps quiet. The jeweler gets so angry, beats the monk up until the monk collapses. When the monk collapses, the bird comes and starts flying around because the bird is excited with all this noise. The jeweler is so angry, he catches the bird, he twists the bird's neck and kills the bird. And he throws the bird on the ground. Then the monk who has collapsed says, check the bird. Is it dead? Yes, it is dead. Are you sure it is dead? Yes, it is definitely dead. Let me confirm. Then he says, cut up the bird and see. So he cuts the bird, finds it, sorry, please forgive me. Monk dies. When the story is brought up to the Buddha said the monk did the right thing. Rather than by his speaking the truth, this bird will die. Rather than be responsible for the death of the bird, he chose to remain silent, where he was not in any way involved in the death of the bird. Does that sort of make the point? That you need to make your mind decide when to keep quiet and when it will benefit others. The power of speech is only to be used for the benefit of others.
Okay.
Sorry. I just need a little bit more clarification.
Yeah.
Is it wise to speak up if speaking up means it brings awareness? For example, let's say we have a serial rapist going around in my campus a while ago, and witnesses would come and give the details, the drawing, so that they can catch him, so he won't hurt more people.
Yeah.
So then they are speaking up, but they are risking their own safety too, because they have to go to the police station, they may get accused.
Yes.
So in these kind of cases, do we speak up or we keep quiet?
You have to speak up. You are socially, not even known as a Buddhist, as a social, what do you call it, as a social obligation. Yeah, when there is that much danger going around, whistleblowers, yeah, are doing the same thing. Yeah, although it compromises me, myself is not that important. Myself can be sacrificed. So this rapist is going around, so much of fear, so many people are getting involved, and if I don't speak up, he will continue. If I do speak up, he will hit me. Never mind. I would rather be hit than allow others to suffer. That's compassion. That's being a bodhisattva, giving up your own well-being for the good of others. Higher level lah. Lower level, we are putu jana, we maklum lah.
Okay, Sister Suni is, I think, all right with the answer. All right, can we have Sister, I think Sister Puisi, did you raise your hand just now?
Yeah, I did. All right. So we still have time for Q&A?
Do we?
One last question. One last question.
All right. Okay, Uncle Vijaya, I'll come back to the first question. I further elaborate on the first question. Just now there was a sister asking, what if by doing when we do MERITS, do we? Okay, let's say if we know the by doing this merit, that person will not use the generosity that we are given to him on a good cause, on an unwholesome action. But do we still proceed with our action, or we just we won't go and?
Yeah, I get the question. That whatever good you do, if it is used for a harmful purpose or an unbeneficial purpose, should we still go ahead with it? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Again, let me share a little story with you. Years ago, about 30, 40 years ago, after a Dhamma talk, this girl comes to me and says, Uncle Vijaya, I have a problem. My father is a drug addict. All right. He never supported me or my family. Whatever I did, from primary school to secondary school to university, I did it on my own. Now I am doing a good job. My father comes to me and says, I am your father. You owe it to me to support me. Okay? Should I or should I not give him as, that's the question you are asking also, right? More or less. All right? And My answer to that was, no. If you are giving that money to support his drug habit, you are wrong. On the other hand, if you don't give him money, but give him food, clothing, medicine, by all means, not only to your father, but to anyone, you give these 4 things. But if you give money and that is used for a wrong purpose, you are also morally wrong. You are supporting a wrong action. All right. Even when we give dana, when we give contributions, we have to understand how that contribution is going to be used. You just don't give because it is the right thing to do. Okay. You have to examine the recipient, whether it is your money being spent wisely, or are you simply giving because it's, how many cases do we know of all these kind of charitable organizations that have run away with the money and your money didn't help? So you have to give, but give wisely to the benefit of others. So as a Buddhist, you have to examine everything. Don't simply just give, oh, I'm a Buddhist, he asks, I give lah. No, cannot. Is it going to be correctly used?
Okay, Uncle Vijaya. Further to that, what if it was a fraudulent action, meaning the other party lied to us and then create the situation that he needed the money or he needed the help, but we gave out of compassion, but later we found out it's actually for fraudulent purpose.
Right. At the time you gave, you did not know. At the time you gave, there was only compassion in your heart. All right. You didn't even have the means to examine and find out whether he was fraudulent or not. You didn't even know that. But it was given in good faith. Given in good faith, you are clear. If you had any kind of doubt, you check. Even the checking, you couldn't find out. It's okay. You are not compromised because your intention was pure. There can be a pure intention or it can be a deluded. Now this girl could have been deluded into thinking, yes, he's my father, I will give him money. But he's not my father, he's a child. He doesn't know how to use money except to buy drugs. So I won't give him the money. You see? Okay. So intention is to be examined all the time.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Thank you, Uncle Vijaya.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. May I invite all brothers and sisters to thank Uncle Vijaya for his kind sharing with us. Thank you very much, Uncle Vijaya. Thank you. Uncle Vijaya, could we kindly invite you to lead us in the sharing of merits, as Ayah is she has visitors at the moment.
Yes.
Can you please lead us in the sharing of merits?
Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, let us be grateful for this opportunity to think about, to reflect about merit and what it can do in our lives as practicing Buddhists. As a result of that concentration, as a result of that beneficial thoughts that we generated, we have accrued a lot of merits. Yeah, and these merits benefit us, but it's also said that we should share these merits. We should transfer these merits, and therefore let us share merits, as is always done after a Buddhist activity. Akasata cha bhummata devanaga mahittika punyantang anumoditva Chiran rakhantu loka sasanam. Chiran rakhantu desanam. Chiran rakhantu mam paramti. May all beings inhabiting space rejoice in this merit that we have acquired. May it contribute greatly to their happiness and well-being. Etavata cha ammehi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya.
Uncle Vijaya, we have another 2 more slides.
Yes. Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yava nibbana patya. By the grace of this merit that I have acquired, may I never meet the foolish but the wise until I attain final emancipation. Devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu cha pito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko. May rain fall in due time. May there be a rich harvest. May the world be prosperous. May the government be righteous. Dhammena tinang hotu sukhita hontu natayo. Idhammena tinang hotu sukhita hontu natayo. Idhammena tinang hotu sukhita hontu natayo. May this merit accrue to our departed relatives. May they be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, Suki Hotu, thank you so much, Uncle Vijaya. Thank you, dear brothers and sisters. With that, we've come to the end of the session and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Till then, take care and stay safe. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Sadhu,
you.
Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.